So we're talking about winning the war with Lyme. Now, this is such a big deal. And look, if you're struggling, I've been there. I totally understand you. I'm not going to go too deep into my story only because I've shared my story so many times in the past that I don't think it's worth sharing right now, right here, because on this YouTube channel, hit subscribe, by the way, you can find my whole story. You can also download my entire story by using the link in the description below this video. It's a free ebook that you can get that walks you through everything I did to fight Lyme disease. I had a multiple organ disseminated infection with Lyme disease. That means it was affecting my heart, my liver, my kidney. It was affecting my whole body. I know because I had the EM rash all over me, not at the site of a tick bite. I got the diagnosis immediately, luckily, but then they gave me antibiotics. I questioned whether or not that was a good idea. I ended up not taking antibiotics, and the rest is history. But if you want to hear my whole story, just check it out. Go to LymeDiseaseWars.com. Just click around on my YouTube channel. You will find my story. So I'm not going to go too deep into it. But if you're struggling, just know that I've been there, right? I've slept 18 hours a day. I woke up achy and feeling in pain. I've had the fatigue. I've had the joint pain. I've had the fevers, the random onset of fevers and chills for no reason. I've had the fainting, the vertigo, the heart problems. I had a really bad case of Lyme carditis with a heart block. They were following me throughout my journey. I had to, wear a heart monitor a lot of the time. I had to go to a cardiologist multiple times a month to make sure that everything was going correctly and I wasn't going to just die out of nowhere. And it was tough. So if you're struggling, just know I've been there too. I understand you. I want to empathize and sympathize with you because I've been where you are, and it's not easy. And I know that it's not easy, and I know that maybe you haven't had the support that you want and need. And I just want you to know that I've been there, and I get it. I 100% understand you. So if you've tried things in the past that didn't work, it's not your fault. There's not enough people talking about this stuff. There's not enough people out there helping. There's not enough people doing enough to make sure that you're able to get the information and the ideas and the work and the supplements and the things that you need to make sure that you can get better. There's not enough people going through this, not enough people talking about this, and that is why I do what I do every single day. But you can take back your body. I want to ensure you that you can, and you can feel like yourself again. It is possible. I've done it myself. I now feel better than I ever felt in my entire life after getting Lyme disease. I don't say that to brag. I say that to give you a reference point so that you know it is possible. You can take back your body. I was at the worst of the worst health that I have ever been in my whole life, and I was able to bounce back. And it took a very specific set of skills. It took time. It took energy. It took learning a brand new set of beliefs and skills in order to get myself there. And I know that I can transfer those to you so that you can take back your body as well. But I've done it, and I've helped hundreds of others do it too. I've had many, many people go through my programs, use the LymeWars herbs, read my free ebook. Thousands and thousands of people have actually signed up for the free ebook. And if you want it, you can get it too. It's in the description below this video. It says free ebook, the Lyme Survival Guide, and it's free. Just click the link below in the description below this video and you can get it. And look, I've helped hundreds of people. I'm about to share some of their stories with you, so hopefully this is going to be great. But really, this whole thing is about answering people's questions. So let me get to the first question of the day. Natalie asked, her biggest concern and question is that Lyme disease is heavily linked with ALS. I'm already experiencing the intense loss of muscle and fasciculations, which is muscle twitching on the daily. And she's been taking the herbs for 4 months, which is great. Great job. Continue doing that. She said she's going to continue, but it appears that she's having a tough time methylating. And any tips to increase methylation? So we're going to take this step by step. First, the ALS stands for amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, which is also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. You kind of lose control of your muscles. Your muscles start breaking down and working against themselves, and you lose movement and physical function. Lou Gehrig was a famous baseball player that went through this horrific disease, and it took away his ability to play the game that he loved. and it ended up sticking as Lou Gehrig's disease. But the cause for this disease is still largely unknown. And everything you read about it will claim that there's no evidence that Lyme disease and ALS are related at all, that there's any kind of causal relationship, or that they should even be mentioned in the same sentence together, which is very, very interesting because from what we know, nerve cells don't just break down for no reason at all, right? There has to be something going on. So what is causing these nerve cells in your muscles to start breaking down? A lot of times, there's microbial imbalance at play. Why? Because we are mostly microbes. We're made up of trillions and trillions of microbes. Some of them are stealth microbes like Lyme disease, co-infections, and honestly, when you think about it, they look pretty guilty. They're known for stealing nutrients from the body, breaking things down. It happens pretty regularly, so why would it not be related to ALS if they have the ability to break down nerves, to break down joints, to break down heart tissue and brain tissue? Obviously, it can be related to stealth microbes like Lyme disease and co-infections. It's just that it's very tough for the medical industry to admit that and to, say that. And there's many reasons behind that. I'll get into it a little bit. I don't want to get too conspiratorial. I don't want to get too deep down the rabbit hole. You can do your own reading between the lines. You can do your own research to try and see what I'm kind of getting at here. But we already know that Lyme microbes cause nerve damage, muscle twitching, etc. So since they have a very similar symptom set with ALS, it seems interesting that people are so quick to say that they're not related in any way. And then when you look further into it, there's an ALS drug called Relivrio that costs $158,000 per year, and Lyme disease has no such medication. This is an obvious problem, right? You can read between the lines and understand what's going on here. They claim that one dose of antibiotics can fix Lyme disease, but ALS cannot be fixed unless you use $158,000 per year. It's interesting to say that, oh, they're not the same thing. They're not related at all. It's like, well, the human body is one whole thing, right? And there has to be a root cause for things that are going on. There has to be something that's causing your muscles to start breaking down against your will. No matter how much protein you eat, no matter how much anabolic hormones you have, no matter how much anabolic resistance training you do, if your muscles continue to break down, there has to be something causing that. And to leave it unknown and then just, and we also have this drug that costs $160K per year. It's a little fishy. It's a little interesting. And I'm not sure, there's really nothing we can do to know for sure that it's 100% linked to Lyme disease. I'm assuming that the research is being done. I'm hoping that it's being done, but I don't have a lot of faith in it based on what I just shared with you here. You can read between the lines. You can see what I'm trying to say. It's very unfortunate, and it is true. To me, the best thing we can do is fight with everything we have against Lyme disease and make sure it never gets to that point where it leads to ALS and other terrible diseases. Some people have tried to link Lyme disease to Alzheimer's disease. They tried to link Lyme disease to heart disease. You can pretty much try to link Lyme disease to every single other type of disease there is. Why? Because the human body is one whole thing. It's one holistic thing. If you have a problem down the chain that's going on, it's going to affect your whole body, not just that specific organ, right? If your heart's not working properly, the other parts of your body are not going to work properly as they receive less blood flow and they don't work the same as they should. It's very simple to view it everything as a whole, right? You can't just always break things down to the tiniest part. We must think about the body in the whole sense and realize that there are root causes to issues along the way. So this also reminds me of a quick story. I had this client, Donna. She just texted me yesterday, which reminded me to throw this story into this presentation here. When I first met Donna, she couldn't walk. She was bedridden. We worked with her. We gave her the core herbal protocol in the LymeWars herb box. We gave her other supplement recommendations. And over time, she was able to walk again with her cane and then eventually with no cane at all. She started At first, she had to hire a bunch of people to help her, take care of her animals and work on her farm. After a while, she was able to do it all again by herself. So she got to fire a bunch of people, which sounds kind of funny and kind of mean. But what I mean by that is she didn't have to have help to do every single thing in her life. She was able to do it all on her own because of working with us. We gave her all the protocols. We gave her everything that she could do in her power to get better. And she texted me yesterday saying that her test for Lyme disease came back negative after all the work we did together. So she is extremely happy and feeling well, which is absolutely amazing. I love having that type of impact on people's lives, and seeing someone go from bedridden to walking again is the best thing ever. And this, thinking about the connection between ALS and Lyme disease just made me think of this story where we were able to kind of reverse some of those symptoms. Natalie also asked about methylation. So methylation is a chemical reaction where a methyl group is added to DNA, proteins, and other molecules, which makes them easier to package and break down and remove from the body. So some people have trouble with methylation because of their genetic profile. So improving methylation really comes down to eating a very nutrient-rich diet high in leafy green vegetables, legumes, beans, eggs. Eggs are high in choline. They can help a lot. So the longer you're able to eat a very clean and healthy diet, right? That is the game here, by the way. Eating a healthy diet for a week is great, but it's not going to do much, right? If you can eat a very clean and healthy diet for a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year, 2 years, now the results start to compound in an insane way that you might not even know exists. You might not even be aware that this is possible. But the game is how long can you continue to eat healthy, right? And sometimes people forget that, or they fall off too easily. It's important to try and remain on the healthiest diet you possibly can while you're going through this process of healing. It is the number one thing that you can do to start to change your body. It is the number one thing that you can do to start to feel better, is changing your diet, but keeping it changed, not falling off and going backwards at any moment. The longer you can do this, the more results you will see. I can almost guarantee it. I cannot guarantee it because legal issues, but I can say that that's worked for me and many of my clients. So an estimated 40 to 50% of the population has the MTHFR gene, and that makes it difficult to properly methylate folic acid and B vitamins. So these people need to supplement with methylated folate and other methylated vitamins. So basically it's just already has that methyl group added to it so that the body can quickly and easily break it down and use it in the process of methylation. So it's a very simple fix to just get methylated vitamins, see if they make you feel better, or get a gene test and find out if you have this MTHFR gene, which would mean you need to get methylated folate in order to get that into your diet. So the thing is, Natalie is referring to methylation in terms of detoxification because she's talking about removing Lyme from the body. She's talking about removing dead Lyme microbes because when Lyme microbes die, they release toxins. They release, there's dead bodies floating around, kind of. That's an easy way to think about it. I'm obviously oversimplifying here, but the body needs to clear those out, needs to clear all that stuff out. And so if it does that, if it clears all that stuff out, that will be great. That is what we want to happen. That is detoxification at its finest. Now, methylation is only one part of the detoxification process, the detoxification systems, and that's why we supply everyone with a 21-day detox course when they get the LymeWars herb box. Here's just real quick. I just wanted to share some more stories with you. Jerry said, I'm noticing a big change in my condition for the better around 2 weeks later, and I've not had any joint pain. Rose said, the herbs have been a lifesaver, little if any bullseye rash and no facial swelling since I started the herbs. And Margaret said, after taking the herbs for 5 months, she tested negative for Lyme for the first time in 5.5 years. So she's been trying things for 5.5 years and not getting any results. She finally gets the potent, powerful, third-party tested LymeWars herbs. They are distilled down, right? We basically take the highest quality herbs we can find. We make sure they are the most potent form of that herb by only putting one ingredient into each capsule. We keep the capsules separate. Why? Because then you have the power of changing your dosage. You have the more potent product that is just that single herb, and you have the ability to mix and match these herbs in order to get the best possible results for yourself, or just take them how they are. And the potency and the fact that they're third-party tested, they're non-GMO, verified, certified, they're certified vegan as well. They're very just high quality. They work very quickly because they're so potent. You may have already tried some of these herbs in a capsule mixed with a bunch of different herbs. Well, guess what happens when you do that? It's very simple to understand. You get less of each herb when you do that. We want the most possible amount of this herb so that we can get it all at once, and it makes it more potent, more valuable. It works better. It's more effective. And so that's why so many people are having such great results. You can get that at LymeDiseaseWars.com if you're interested. Jeff asked, my biggest question, how do you keep your mind straight? Dealing with the pain and having to go to work and do your everyday routine is very tough mentally. I tried to concentrate on other things, but it is tough. But we will win the war. That's right, Jeff. We will win the war. I love that you said that. That's amazing. A great attitude, a great positive mindset. That's a very good start. So, look, we're all different. We go through different mental struggles, but I'm going to tell you what worked for me when I had Lyme and a few things I've picked up along the way working with other people. So first of all, we want to continually be checking in with ourselves, right? And this is what I did. My goal was to remain relaxed, right? So every time I would be in between tasks or driving my car or, washing the dishes or walking from one place to another, or pretty much any time I could, I would think to myself real quick, how am I feeling? If I have like an increased heart rate and I'm stressed out, or I'm getting angry about something, or I'm getting upset, or I'm emotionally not settled, or I'm just like kind of going a little bit crazy, then that means I need to change something, right? So the goal was to remain as relaxed as possible. Once we're taking the herbs and have our diet in check, really the only thing left to do is reduce stress and weight. Right? We're already doing the right things. We're already putting the right things in our body. So the only thing left to do is to squash down our stress levels. Now, this sounds so simple, but it's very difficult in practice. Things like putting your phone away, not looking at your phone the first thing when you wake up, not scrolling through social media, not, staying focused on the little things that bother you in another person that's in a relationship in your life. There's many, many things that cause us to have emotional stress, mental stress that we need to kind of squash down, in my opinion. So I'm always asking myself, am I stressed right now, or am I relaxed and present? Right? When I had Lyme disease, I was constantly checking in with myself on every hour, almost just how am I feeling? What's is something bothering me right now? And I would constantly be trying to work through those things each time, because really all that was left to do was to remain extremely relaxed and just allow yourself to get into the parasympathetic nervous system, which oftentimes we're in the sympathetic nervous system. That's the fight or flight system. That's the okay, next thing, got to do the next thing, constantly checking things off our list, constantly looking at our phone, constantly, distracted by things that are unimportant, like social media and text messages and random stuff going on all around us, when really we could be focused on our own body and really focus on our breath, focus on how we're sitting, how our posture is like, how our hips are aligned with our back, how every single thing that we could focus on with our health, we can actually do that more often and reduce stress that way. So first of all, I'm going to give you like some quick tips to do this, right? So first, breathing, we want to stretch the exhale. So when we exhale, our heart rate slows down. So basically, when we breathe in, it can be a little bit quicker. When we breathe out, just slow that down. And that's that is the most basic form of breath work that you could know, so that you can kind of slow down your own heart rate, get into a rest and relaxation type mode, is just stretch your exhale, right? So just make your exhale longer than your inhale. When you're inhaling, your heart rate speeds up. When you're exhaling, your heart rate goes down. So if you exhale more thoroughly, more fully for a longer time, your heart rate goes lower and lower. So that can be used all the time, during an exercise. It can be used to lower your heart rate to make sure you can continue to perform. That's just one way that I thought of off the top of my head. It can also be used just to relax in the middle of the day. If you're feeling a little anxious, you're feeling like too much stuff is going on, you're feeling like you can't get enough done, you're feeling like you're stuck in the loop, you can breathe your way out of it. Just stretch that exhale. That's a really just wanted to give you the basic foundation idea behind breath work. But there's many different breath work techniques you can use. Oftentimes, people use it to go the other way. If they want to get amped up, they can do that as well. So basically put themselves into a fight or flight mode, which we do not want to do when we're dealing with Lyme disease. Instead, we want to get towards that rest and repair mode. So another great one is box breathing. So that's inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. So it looks like this. So hopefully you saw what I did there. Basically just breathe in for 4 seconds, hold at the top for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, hold at the bottom for 4 seconds. If you do that a couple of times, you should feel more rested, repairing. You should feel more relaxed, and your body will thank you. And it's just another way to get into that mode where your mind is not focused on all of the problems, all of the stuff going on around you. It can be focused on your breath. It can be focused on being present, being right now, right here in the moment. Meditation is a great tool for this. And yes, it is a tool. It is not, some magical thing. You don't have to go, live in the mountains for a year. You don't have to go, off grid. You don't have to do anything crazy. Just sit still for 5 to 20 minutes. Close your eyes. Think about your breath. Think about your position on earth. Think about, zoom out a little bit. Okay, you're in your house. Zoom out. Okay, you're in your town. Zoom out. You're in your city. You're in your country. You're on the planet Earth, right? That's one thing that I like to do. It's kind of like a mind game that you can play. But these different types of meditations, you can always do guided meditations. I highly recommend those for beginners. Just look up guided meditation on YouTube, or there's different apps you can use for guided meditations. Or if you can do it, just make yourself sit still and focus on your breath for a while. If a thought comes up, go don't hold any judgment over the thought. Just see the thought and let the thought leave your mind. Just see it, notice it. Okay, I see you there. And then it drifts away. Focus back to the breath. So basically, the whole idea of meditation is focusing on your breath for 20 minutes. If you can do that, it will help you keep your mind straight, and it'll help you with dealing with the pain and having to go to work and do your everyday routine. I know can be tough to sneak in that 5 to 20 minutes per day of meditation, but I did this every single day when I was healing from Lyme disease, and I attribute a lot of the success to staying in that rest and repair state. Really helps a lot. It's not just I know it can easily sound like it's just some woo-woo, some ethereal thing that's not real. And I just want to assure you, this is very, very science-backed now. There's been so many studies and research done on meditation and the effect that it has on the mood, the effect it has on your body, on your brain. And it's just accepted now in the scientific community that meditation is extremely beneficial for our body, for our health, for our mind. And there's really no refuting that anymore. There's really no saying that, this is just for a specific class of people, a specific type of person. It just works. And so we have to give credence to what is effective. Next, hobbies. This was huge for me. Try to find something you're passionate about, makes you feel happy, allows you to use creativity or flow, if you will, working with your hands. For some people, flow can be found in things like surfing or skateboarding or snowboarding, or creativity can be found in things like drawing a picture or painting, or, try and find some type of hobby that causes you to go to that place where time just floats away and nothing really matters. That can be very, very beneficial for everybody, regardless of if you're sick or not, or if you have Lyme disease or if you don't. Personally, I started making videos on YouTube when I had Lyme disease, and it actually helped me a lot to have that process to lose myself in, to, making videos, editing videos, trying to get cool shots, trying to do things that were interesting so I could get good footage, and trying to teach other people what I was learning about my body and about health. All of these things made me feel like I had a purpose, like I was using my creativity, like I was entering the flow state. It helped me a ton during Lyme disease. And I think that there's a big thing there. There's something there for more people to try. So I just want to share that really worked for me, and I think it can work for a lot of other people. You will win the war with Lyme, especially since you're saying you will win the war with Lyme. That's extremely powerful. You will take back your body and feel like yourself again. You've just got to keep trying, keep moving forward, keep doing the things that we talk about. So Melissa said, what are some Herx reactions someone may experience when starting your 3-herb protocol? Okay, Herx reactions are reactions that occur from microbe die-off and the body's inability to detoxify the toxins that get released. So we talked about this briefly already, but basically, the microbes die, they need somewhere to go. They release toxins, they release, their dead bodies. This is an oversimplification. They're floating around in our body. We need to get rid of them. Okay, Herx reactions are a general worsening of symptoms by up to 50%, but they can also cause new symptoms. They can change your symptoms. They can cause random short-term symptoms. They can there's no rules about what type of Herx reactions you might see. Everybody is so different. Our bodies are different. They react differently to different things. So these toxins can have a big reaction in your body or a very small reaction. They could have a long reaction or a short reaction. They could have this symptom or that symptom. It's going to be different for every single person, unfortunately. But you could see things like fevers, night sweats, chills, other pains. You could just see a worsening of your symptoms that you already have. And so you can think about it like you're killing all these microbes, and they don't want to die, right? So they are putting up a fight. They are releasing toxins when they die that hopefully allow the other microbes to take hold and to remain alive. So it's tricky. Herx reactions are difficult to deal with, but detoxification is the goal to avoid Herx reactions. We have to remove those dead microbodies as well as the toxins they release. And that's why we give you a free 21-day detox course with the purchase of a LymeWars herb box. So you can see here on the right, we have a video list. That's all 21 days of videos that you get when you do this detox. We have things like, what kind of water to drink, what kind of food to eat, what should your aim be, saunas and dry brushing and lymph massages. There's so many different routes you can go when it comes to detoxification. And so we really go through all of those together. And there's 10 frames of detox that we take you through that allow you to detoxify the body, remove Lyme microbes and anything else that might be hurting you. And here's another quick story. Anne said her son is doing so well in the herb combo. He is like a new man. You're an answer to a prayer. Love that. I love when I hear moms, or dads telling me that their kid is getting better. That's so amazing. I love that. I have 2 kids myself, so I understand what that's like and how we'll go to the end of the world for our kids. So to see, even if they're older kids, even if they're adults now, it's just great to see people getting the things that they need in order to fight back against Lyme disease. That's why I got into this to begin with. I love being able to supply those things to my people, to my Lyme warriors. So thank you, Anne, for believing that the LymeWars herbs will work based on the fact that they've worked for hundreds of other people. It's no surprise to me that your son is like a new man, But I'm just really, really glad that you're getting some great help there. I love when the herbs work so well that people are shocked, because it's not shocking to me. It's very normal. I've seen this hundreds and hundreds of times. This herb combo works really well for Lyme disease. That's why we created it. That's why we put it together. That's why we put it through such rigorous third-party testing, why we've invested so much into this protocol. It's because it works so well. And the more people that try it, the more people are seeing how well it really works. Now, you might be asking, what about binders? So people ask me this sometimes. I got an email today about this. So binders like activated charcoal, bentonite clay, chlorella, zeolite, just to name a bunch of random ones, they can be helpful for removing toxins. Basically, they stick to toxins and then they get removed out of the body, which is very beneficial. I personally use activated charcoal. The problem is there's a lot more research needed on this subject because there's not a lot of funding behind this subject. But there are some new biocarbon-based binders that are coming out now that sound very promising. They seem like they can do a very, very good job at removing toxins and also at improving our nutrient content in our body rather than removing nutrients along with the microbes. So carbon-based binders, I would start looking into carbon-based binders if you're interested in binders, and start looking at the different things that exist there, and hopefully, do enough research that you feel comfortable. You can use binders if you want to. I personally did. I use activated charcoal. I don't necessarily think that activated charcoal is the best option in hindsight. And if I were to do it again, now I would probably look further into finding a very high quality carbon-based binder. But again, you can use binders. They work really well when you're doing the herbs, when you're using antibiotics, whatever you're doing to fight Lyme disease. You add these binders in, they help remove dead Lyme microbes and the toxins that they release. And just be sure to be very careful, right? Remain very hydrated and keep your diet very clean while you're using these binders. You don't want to, reduce your nutrient intake by so much because you're removing too much out of your body. And you also don't want to get super dehydrated because that has health effects across the whole board. Believe me, one time I accidentally took a blood test while I was dehydrated, and the results were insane. Okay. You get the results back. You're like, how am I even alive right now? Oh, it's because I haven't drinking enough water today. And it's that simple. Just drinking water can completely change the way your blood looks under a microscope. So definitely want to remain hydrated because this will strip some water out of your cells as well. And just make sure that you feel comfortable using the specific binder that you choose, based on, maybe what other people say and your own research. Do a lot of research before taking anything, and always ask your doctor or physician as well. Amanda asks, do the herbs address air hunger? If not, what would you recommend? Well, air hunger, for those that don't know, is the constant urge to breathe. It's like a feeling of breathlessness that just doesn't go away, and you just constantly feel like you need more air. And it can be very stressful. It can cause anxiety. It can put you in a state of fight or flight mode. It can really, really kind of put a drag on your life and make you feel anxious all the time. And we don't want that. We want the opposite of that. We want to make sure that we're in rest and repair mode, and that we're not, constantly fighting for breath, because that can be super stressful. All right. And it can be caused by infection, as well as other problems with your lungs, your heart, environmental pollutants. So it can be caused by a bunch of things. But the herbs will address the infection. They will address the blood aspect of this, the microbial, your gut microbiome will be affected by the herbs. That's helpful. It will cross the blood-brain barrier. That's very helpful. It helps protect your cells from being penetrated. Also really helpful. These herbs are insanely beneficial for improving the immune system response, for protecting cells, and for killing Lyme microbes in general. So these herbs will address the infection, which could be the root cause of the breathlessness. But I would say I would look back towards breathing exercises again. And something that I would do if I had that air hunger is I would start walking in nature, especially in the morning hours, right? Because if you get a ton of oxygen in the morning, then you're setting yourself up for success for the rest of the day. So walking in nature, trees, they give off oxygen. Plants give off oxygen and they consume carbon dioxide. So walking in nature, getting around plants and trees and gardens really can help you get a ton of oxygen into your body, especially in the morning hours, because you can get as much oxygen as you can, as early as you can. Plus, you can get the benefits of morning sunlight, which are extremely powerful. So if you haven't already been doing this, I highly recommend everyone do this. Get sunlight on your skin, on your eyes, on your body in the morning. This will set your circadian rhythm. It'll get you ready for sleep 18 hours later, and it kind of changes your whole life if you continually do this. Just getting that morning sunlight wakes you up. It gives you cortisol, which sometimes people demonize cortisol, but cortisol is a very, very, very important hormone that we all need, right? Cortisol is extremely important. It gets us to move. It gets us to do things. It gets us to feel like we need to do things. It also increases testosterone a little bit in the morning, which also gets you to move and do things, right? Now, that even if that's not the benefit to you because you feel like you're healing and you don't want to be moving around a lot and you don't want to be, pushing forward in your life, it's still beneficial because it sets you up for sleep. It sets you up for rest and repair at nighttime. And so having those morning hours where you get sunlight is very, very beneficial. I just wanted to mention that here since I am already talking about going outside in the morning. It's great to go outside in the morning. It's great to get that sunlight and that oxygen as much as possible early in the morning. It can change the whole rest of your day if you do this. And so that's why personally I like to, lately I've been running about 6 to 7 miles per day in the morning. I don't expect you to do the same. I'm just telling you what I do. But doing that in the morning when the sun is coming up, the sun is hitting me in the eyes, I'm getting the oxygen from all the trees. I'm getting a ton of it because I'm out of breath from running and I'm just breathing heavily. So I'm, but it changes the rest of my day. It gives me energy throughout the rest of my day because of that morning routine. Now, I can get the same benefits from just walking and doing the same thing instead of running, but I obviously want the benefits of good cardio and of, running as well, building muscle, et cetera, et cetera. So increase your exhale during breathing, which we already talked about briefly, but remember that your exhale is what causes your body to downregulate. It causes your heart rate to go down. It causes everything to get more rested and relaxed. So just remember to do that. Blow out that CO2 and get some more oxygen in the morning. And hopefully that will help with breathlessness and with feeling like you're out of breath all the time. I've never experienced that specifically from Lyme disease. And so I can only just, sympathize with you and tell you, I understand, that must be tricky. I'm here for you. Reach out if you need anything, Amanda. This person said, I have zero energy. This disease have affected my eyesight. Bones always hurting. Can barely breathe. I'm ready to give up. All I can say is, please do not give up. You can take back your body and feel like yourself again. I've seen people in your exact scenario be able to turn it around and get better. And I'm just going to continue by sharing a few stories of these people. Jimmy and Laura said, yes, we're seeing a huge improvement. We're doing our best at nutrition and water intake, and we're taking the herbs, and it's been so helpful. Nick said the Lyme box really helps to improve his health, and he's been taking it for over a year. Bess said she will certainly be signing up again. She totally appreciates that the product is really, really helping, and that's a major relief to know that it's working. What's this person here? I cut out their name a little. This is Carol. Carol says she had incredible fatigue, brain fog, and body aches. But after 3 days of taking the Lyme supplements, she feels unstoppable energy again with clear thinking. It took her only 3 days. Now, that's not typical, but that is what happened to Carol. Sean said, yes, thank you. This made a huge difference in my life, and I just cannot thank you enough. So those are just some more stories proving that this does work. And there's a ton more of these on the website. If you go to LymeDiseaseWars.com, you could see a bunch of different stories of people telling me all of their different symptoms and all the different things that they were able to handle and turn around using the LymeWars Herbal protocols, along with the 21-day detox plan, along with the other free goodies that we give you. We give you a free course. We give you a free you'll see. Just go sign up at LymeDiseaseWars.com. You get a bunch of extras when you sign up. So super excited to serve you and help you with Lyme disease. I know it's hard. I've been there before. I've helped so many people who are in the same position as you. And I just want you to know that we're thinking about you. We're here for you. And we want what's best for you. Moving along. Beverly says chronic joint pain. So arthritis. People get this confused. They say, I don't know if I have Lyme disease or if I have arthritis. Well, arthritis just means inflammation of the joints. It doesn't mean anything fancy. There's no specific, there's no specific disease called arthritis. It's actually just an overall inflammation of the joints. So if you have that due to Lyme disease, they'll just call it Lyme arthritis. Right? So Lyme-related arthritis is very common. About 60% of people with Lyme experience this. And like I said, most people don't know that arthritis is just a catch-all term for inflammation of the joints. It's not a specific disease. It's not a specific diagnosis. It's just inflammation of the joints. So I'm going to share my protocol for joint health on the next couple pages. So first of all, we have collagen. It's very important to have collagen when it comes to your joints. Lyme microbes consume collagen, so we kind of have to replenish that collagen in order to keep our joints healthy. LymeWars collagen, we have something called complete collagen. This actually isn't the correct picture here. This is collagen peptides. We've actually improved this because we're always looking at how can we make this better? How can we do more for people with Lyme disease? How can we help them, get exactly what they need? So it's not just, something that, people throw things together. We want to make sure it's very methodical, thought out, and exactly what people need. So we scratched this collagen peptides. We got collagen that's complete collagen. It's got every type of collagen, type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, type 5. And we want to make sure that you don't have any gaps in your collagen production. So we created this high quality, complete collagen. It's third party tested. It's certified safe and effective. It is not vegan. There are vegan collagen supplements out there. But this, just so you know, the complete collagen is not vegan, but it is very, very helpful when it comes to improving your collagen levels. So here's 5 facts about collagen for Lyme victims. First, collagen is Borrelia burgdorferi. That's the Lyme microbe. It's their preferred food source. Second, collagen is the most abundant protein in the human body, which means, okay, so they can basically live forever as long as we have collagen. They're going to continue to live. That could be a problem, right? But the human body naturally makes its own collagen. So collagen levels get lower when Lyme microbes persist over long periods of time or short periods of time, and bone broth and or collagen supplements can help increase those levels of collagen. Some people ask, won't taking collagen feed the Lyme microbes? And the answer is no. You're going to have collagen in your body regardless. It's never going to get to zero because your body does create more of it. And you just want to have a high enough level that your joints are not taking so much damage and pain, right? It's kind of like a car accident too. You might kill all the Lyme microbes. You might kill them off. They die. They're gone. But there's still damage that's been done by these microbes. They still ate away your collagen. They still ate away your arteries and your endothelial cells and your joints. They still did that damage. And so you need to replenish that and make sure that that damage gets rebuilt and repaired. And that's what collagen helps so much with. protein is extremely important. It's one of the only things that's anabolic in nature. That means it builds muscle and builds cartilage and builds your body. So it's very important to maintain healthy protein levels, and collagen protein is extremely beneficial for Lyme disease. I took collagen the whole time I was fighting Lyme disease, and all of my clients take this as well. Not all of them, but most people take it as well. So here's another herb. So make sure you get the LymeWars collagen. Just get it. It's worth it, 100%. It'll help repair and improve your joints as well as all of your cells that are lacking collagen. But then there's another herb that we don't have at LymeWars, but you can get it. It's an herb called kudzu. And this herb helps improve joint function, and it actually helps increase the amount of hyaluronic acid in the joints, which, by the way, I forgot to mention this in the presentation, but you can take hyaluronic acid specifically to get some relief on your joints as well. But taking kudzu, which is a natural herb, a natural plant, it will help to improve those hyaluronic acid levels, which is the acid that's in your joint synovial fluid. Next, omega-3s. These help decrease inflammation, and they'll help with joint health as well as many other health markers. Fish oil supplements are great. And there are also algae-based supplements for vegans that want to get their omega-3s. We need omega-3s in our diet. We want to make sure that our omega-3 to omega-6 ratio stays in favor of omega-3s most of the time so that we can decrease inflammation and feel good. And so you want to get a nice omega-3 supplement as well. I personally like the brand Nordic Naturals. They're pretty good. There's a ton of different brands out there. Just find a good fish oil supplement. Probably at least I like to take 1,000 milligrams. There's some that have more than that. So just do your best. Look for the one that you like and get those omega-3s in your diet. So again, the joint pain protocol are the LymeWars herbs, the LymeWars collagen, omega-3s, and kudzu root, also called Pueraria labata. And then the only other thing that I didn't put here would be, if you want to take it up even more, you could use hyaluronic acid itself. You can take hyaluronic acid orally if you buy one specifically that you take orally, and it will kind of increase the amount of synovial fluid in your joints so that you're not experiencing so much friction and pain in your joints. So that is my chronic joint pain protocol. Put it to use. It's yours, free. Just grab all the things you need and get to it, because I've seen people turn their joints around by doing these very simple four different supplements. Rainom says, "Hi Ryan, my biggest issues are cognitive glitches in dealing with society that sees a man who looks healthy but feels at death's door. People seem to have a difficult time processing illness in others if they can't see it. So public misperceptions and denial are difficult things for me to deal with. The lack of affirmation is often very isolating." Rainom, I totally understand. I hear you. I've felt this way before as well. I agree with you. It can be very isolating when people are not affirming that you are sick or that you're dealing with something. These public misperceptions and denial are difficult things for many people to deal with. And it's very tough to see from the outside looking in. And it's annoying to me that it's the case that people are having a hard time finding support, but at the same time, it's an opportunity for myself to step up and to help as many people as possible and to support as many people as I possibly can and to do my part. And so I balance looking at the purpose that this gives me while also looking at the downside of society. The way that they act about this disease can be disheartening. It's tough to see. And it's kind of it's hard to deal with for myself personally. But I totally understand you. I see where you're coming from. I know people have a difficult time processing that you're sick, even though you don't look sick necessarily. You could be. underneath, right? You might be in pain underneath. It reminds me of, I don't know, as a dad, I get hurt, or, I hurt myself on accident. I can't complain about it to my kids. I can't show that I'm hurt. It's not that I can't, I just don't. Because me complaining to them is not help. It's not going to help, right? And so a lot of times we just have to pick and choose who we tell our problems to. The people that care the most about our problems, care the most about us, care the most about our success, those are the people we want in our life. Those are the people that are listening, that are there for us. Those are the people we want to surround ourselves with. Those are the people we want to create an entire environment with, and we want to create a community of people that can support each other in that very way and listen to each other in that very way and make people feel heard and help people feel supported and feel like they're a necessary part of society, because we all are. And so I think a lot of it comes down to getting around the right people. And the facts are, there's just not that many people who are able to deal with this problem, who are able to help with this or listen to you or be there for you with this problem, because they haven't gone through it themselves, they don't understand it, and they don't know what it's like. But all that to say, you are not alone. We understand you completely. Myself and my team, we're here for you, and we are continuing to build a community around LymeWars, around people that are dealing with the very same things that you're dealing with, so that we can have that community to support each other, to lift each other up, to provide for each other, to listen to each other. Even if you just have someone that listens, sometimes that is so beneficial. It's so good to have somebody just listen and just, I've heard it said to sit in the mud with your friends, right? I think it was Simon Sinek who said that. Hopefully it was. He said, to be a great friend, you need to sit in the mud with your friends. That means you're not there to fix all their problems. You're not there to solve everything, but sometimes we just need to be there. Literally just be there and not do anything. Oftentimes people don't even want you to do anything or fix the problem. They just need to feel like someone's there with them. And so I just want you to know that we are here for you. I wake up every single day and think about, how can I help people with Lyme disease more? How can I send an email today that inspires someone to take action to improve their life? How can I create a video today that's going to inspire someone to heal from Lyme disease or fix their body or fix their health? How can I talk to my clients today and make sure that they're moving forward and progressing in their health? And so I constantly think about this. I constantly work to try to improve people's lives and to be there for them and to sit in the mud with them and listen to their problems. So this is something very near and dear to my heart. So I just want you to know we understand you. We're here for you. We empathize with you, and just hang in there. We cannot wait to continue to build the perfect place for people with Lyme to connect, inspire, and grow together. And I'll leave you guys with this today. This has been a great little video here. Hopefully you liked it. If you liked it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can grab your free ebook in the description below this video. You can also get your LymeWars herbs by going to LymeDiseaseWars.com or LymeWars.com. We have LymeWars.com now, but just basically links back to Lyme Disease Wars so far. We are going to work on that. And expanding the community, as always, like I just spoke about. We're constantly doing everything we can to make it easier, better, more affordable, more healthy, more, higher quality. We're doing everything in our power to provide for those with Lyme disease and those that are fighting every day to take back their body. And I want you to know that you can take back your body and feel like yourself again. Just keep going. You've got this. My name is Ryan Kearns. I'm the founder of LymeWars.com. I'm a holistic nutritionist. I'm here for you. Reach out if you need anything. Help at LymeDiseaseWars.com. Grab your free ebook. Grab your herbs. Let's get rocking and rolling. Let's work together at taking back your body. You can do it, and I'll see you there. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.